New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, is the next to see the writing on the wall and completely flip on the Democrat Party in favor of working with a party that actually has some solutions. So Eric Adams has been on a tour bashing the Democrat establishment for a hot minute, calling out Democrats for their hypocrisy, and the media apparatus is just now starting to notice. The Democrats keep losing major personalities, major people of influence within their party, because they have destroyed their brand. People can no longer ignore the damage that Democrat policies have caused all over the country. And it's starting to become really clear, even to your everyday blue-collar Democrat, who has effective solutions and really has something to offer the middle class.
Those who commit serious violent crimes, we should collaborate with ICE to make sure they are not on our streets committing threats and dangers to migrants, asylum seekers, and everyday New Yorkers.
Okay, so Mayor, that's a yes to revamp the sanctuary laws, if I'm hearing that correctly.
So people often say, well, you don't sound like a Democrat, and you seem to have left the party. No, the party left me, and it left working class people. And our conversations that we should be talking about are not the issues that everyday people that are in power are talking about.
It is crazy hearing Democrat after Democrat abandon their establishment and start joining us on a common sense conversation, man. Let me know what you guys think. Does this give you as much hope for the next 4 years as stuff like this gives me? Hey, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, maybe share the video. It really helps get the word out to the algorithm about the content. Thank you, guys. New York City Mayor Eric Adams said in a recent interview, the Democratic Party left me. This comes in response to a question from former Fox News host probing into Mayor Adams' recent political moves and where his party loyalty lies.
I have never left the streets. On the subways, I would stop in the middle of the night when barbershops closed down. I would go inside and sit down, smoke a cigar, drink a little Hennessy with the people inside and just feel them. Right. And they're saying that the party's not talking to us.
You know what I really like about his statement right there? The willingness to drop professionalism and formality to address real issues at the grassroots level. I'm so tired of the put-on corporate vibes, and I'm not even talking politically. I think this entire culture with the put-on atmosphere of some formal professional vibe does nothing to help us have a constructive conversation, and instead gatekeeps political access to the upper class. We need more stuff like this, more vibes like this, or vibes like the Joe Rogan podcast. Andrew Schultz was pushing Trump big. It also would allow us to reach a younger audience and avoid the stigma that usually comes with traditional conservative values. And I think him having his ear to the ground like that is why he's one of these Democrats that's making the shift, that's recognizing, whoa, the party is going off a ledge and we can't go with them. People like to say that he's warming up to MAGA because he's worried about his corruption indictment. But here's the thing, he's been calling out the left since before they even indicted him and he knew he was being investigated. See, they released that indictment on November 2nd, 2023. But as early as September of that year, he was saying, hey, Biden administration, the migrant crisis will destroy New York. What are you doing with your policies? And then coincidentally, just after that, they unsealed an investigation into corruption for Mayor Adams. And then on October 27th, Eric Adams was roasting Democrats for calling Donald Trump a fascist. And this was while Kamala Harris was up in the polls. So was it doing him any favors? I know what Germany's biggest bad guy has done. I know what a fascist regime looks like. I think, as I have called for over and over again, that the level of conversation, I think we can all dial down the temperature. People are starting to realize how much of a liability the Democrat Party is as a brand.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war. I'll be very blunt in my assessment.
What a prophetic statement. So Mayor Adams defended Trump. Trump returned the favor, ended up praising him only 3 days later. I wonder if it's connected. And it started a dialogue that in the end is going to be great for the people of New York. We had to do a real job of explaining to everyday New Yorkers that the federal government had abandoned this important issue and that that's a national issue, Mr. Adams said. And he's not wasting any time coordinating with ICE on deportation operations.
New York Mayor Adams, tonight trying to assuage an upset New Yorker crowd, worried about whether people working and living here without proper papers might face deportation. The mayor at a meeting in Queens tonight saying unless someone committed a crime, this city would stand up for all New Yorkers. That's what he said tonight.
So apparently New York is still a sanctuary city, and there will only be communicating with ICE regarding criminals like violent repeat offenders. I can only imagine how frustrating it is to just be trying to do your job and have to field questions like this.
And the ink is not even dry on these executive orders.
The question came from a parent coordinator at a nearby school.
I cannot tell you how many parents have come to me today to inquire what can they do. They're scared. The kids are scared.
I feel bad for this guy, man. He's constantly having to tell people in his own party to chill out. Maybe it's not quite as bad as the news is making it out to be. And these people are so sensationalized and polarized by a media apparatus that has been driving ideas into their head that aren't even attached to reality.
In fact, internal memos to city agencies this week are clarifying their roles when it comes to undocumented New Yorkers, including one stating that NYPD officers are not to assist with federal immigration enforcement, which is a civil matter.
So people are tripping out over nothing. It's not even like the cops are going to help ICE. What are they expecting? NYPD to stand in a circle around the city with military brigades ready to protect the city from ICE going and arresting criminals that violate the law and hurt people?
But it's not just the executive orders making people fearful in communities like this with large immigrant populations. President Trump is about to get legislation to sign, cleared in Congress today, requiring federal authorities to detain undocumented immigrants, not just for felony crimes, but also for minor offenses like shoplifting.
Is that supposed to be a bad thing, lady? People go around robbing people, stealing things, and it's supposed to be bad that they're being deported? What are you talking about? Do you realize what you look like saying stuff like this? How does he avoid moving closer to Trump, who's got solutions to problems plaguing his city, answers to his issues? He's going to require federal funding for some of this stuff. How does he not move closer to this administration? Like, you get what I'm saying, guys? This entire media apparatus is batshit crazy, out of their minds. So hopefully my setup demonstrated exactly how this narrative is just a media PR game that the Democrats are trying to use to save face. New York City Mayor Eric Adams' relationship with President Trump is alarming Democrats who question the embattled mayor's motives amid his ongoing legal challenges. That only started when he broke from the party line. Adams sat down with Trump for a meeting days before the president was sworn in and caught attention for a last-minute change of his schedule to attend Trump's inauguration on Monday. Adams has argued the importance of having a relationship with Trump as mayor of the country's largest city for the benefit of his constituents. He's doing his job. See, but the thing is, the Democrat establishment has proven time and time again you are not allowed to do your job if it contradicts the narrative that they want to promote. First, he breaks from the party line, calling out the Biden administration for abandoning New York in the middle of their migrant crisis. Then, all of a sudden, the FBI is investigating him for corruption. Oh, I forgot. That was after the assault allegation fell through and never caught any traction. And now they're using those charges to create some sort of narrative to give us the sentiment that Adams wants into the billionaire boys club and he's really just doing all this to get a pardon. Yo, Nancy, can you remind us what that wrap-up smear is again?
And it's a diversionary tactic. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic. And it's self-evident.
Guys, this is how the media apparatus operates, and this is exactly why we can't trust them. And we especially cannot trust them to feel as though they have institutional soft power over the direction our culture is moving. Because time and time again, they demonstrate to us that all they ever use the power and authority for is self-empowerment. Eric Adams isn't the only one, man. Even AOC from the Squad is ditching Dems, dude. Check this out. Yo, watch Trump end the LA mayor's career live at a wildfire briefing. It was glorious. I'll see you on the next episode.